All righty then. Welcome in. Welcome into the Rant. I'm Pugs Moran. We do it every day here from the Kelly Moore Memorial Studios in the beautiful E Gallery located in Dallas's Design District. It's a current events rant. I talk about current events, hot topics, whatever it is that's trending, the headlines, people buzzing about. That's what we'll talk about here. What makes this show different than all the other shows? Well, it's not politically driven. Most talk radio in America today is politically driven. It's everything is the fault of those other people. That's not what we do here. This is talk radio the way it used to be. Talk radio for normal people. Normal Americans who can get along with anybody if they need to. They're not looking to turn everything into the next civil war or whatever. We do the show every day for 3 years now. We do it in 4 quarters. That's how we break it down. It's all about current events, but because it is performed in a stream of consciousness, which is just me talking, whatever my next thought is the next thing I say. Because it's performed that way, I like to have some guardrails, and we call them the 4 quarters to keep me on track. 4 quarters are: first segment that we do is called Antecedently on This Day. That's just a look back at history of this day. Previously on October the 22nd. That's what Antecedently on This Day is. Quarter 2, birthdays. People who were born on this day, celebrities and historical figures. We talk a little bit about them. It gets me juiced up, gets me rolling, helps with the stream of consciousness. Quarter 4 is deads. These are people who died on this day, people who have passed away. We decide whether they went to heaven or they went to hell. And honestly, it just depends on what day you catch me. Some people who I banished to hell yesterday, if I had them today, maybe I'd send them to heaven. I don't know. There's no real formula to it. Quarter 4 is what comes up next, and that's all the day's hot topics, current events, headlines, whatever it is that people are screaming about, we get to right there. Normally around this time, I would have my Code Mix. Code Mix, the official semi-sponsor of the Rant. Code Mix is an energy drink. I like it, but we ran out yesterday, and guess what? We got more delivered. There's more Code Mix. Here's the problem. It's warm. And with all due respect, I prefer my Code Mix to be cold, very cold. Cold Mix is how I like it. Code Mix, probably going to be illegal soon. Anyway, go get it if you can find it. It's good. So I'm not drinking Code Mix today because it's not cold yet. It's in the freezer getting cold. Hey, speaking of, by the way, this show was delayed for 10 minutes because I had to have a conversation with the Jimmy John's delivery guy out front trying to explain to him that there ain't nobody here that ordered any food. Then they said our boy Peter, did Peter the Great send food over here to the studios? Oh my God, Peter. Look at this. I'm looking at the receipt right here. He sent me a giant Italian club from Jimmy John's, too. Shit ain't cheap. Thank you. We know what I'll be eating. Pickles. Oh, they got pickles involved. I'm going to have to eat it after the show, though. But Peter, that's fucking awesome, man. Hot chicks willing to do things, drugs, cash, and food. Those are all always accepted here. So thank you so much. Once again, hot chicks willing to do things. I don't just need hot chicks. I can just go to a strip club and throw money away. I don't need hot chicks willing to do things. And that's not even to say that I want to do things. It's just they've got to be up for it if I did. Hot chicks willing to do things. Drugs. Good drugs, not bad drugs. Pot. I say pot. Pot, beer, whiskey, that kind of stuff. I don't want your cocaine or your crystals. I don't want nothing you can sniff or shoot. Sniff, shoot, or pop. That's what I say to my kid. I got a 15-year-old son. I'm like, dude, we don't sniff, shoot, or pop. None of that shit. That's the bad stuff. You don't pop no pill that somebody got from their grandparents' liquor or medicine cabinet. Nope. No popping. You don't shoot anything into your veins? What are you, stupid? What are you, a phlebotomist? A phlebotomist is somebody who does that, who gets your veins ready. And we don't sniff anything. You don't sniff anything. What's the matter with you? But other than that, yeah, chicks, drugs, cash, food. That's what we take here. By the way, the show does run on your gratuities, primarily the cash part of it. The food stuff is nice and all that, and the other stuff is nice too, if given its proper moment. But Cash is how this show runs, and we offer you the opportunity to support this kind of talk radio, non-divisive, non-political, kind you can't get anywhere else, by dropping a little something either in the Venmo, which you'll see right down there, or the Cash App. We do appreciate it every day. When people tip, somebody is going to be the big tipper of the day. Hell, sometimes it's the only tipper of the day. It doesn't really matter because that person is then awarded the title of executive producer. Today, that goes to Barney. Thank you, Barney. He was the big tipper yesterday, and today he's the executive producer. Also, though, Peter's got to be executive producer in some way, shape, or form. All right. Thank you, guys. Look at that. Got a tip. I got a sandwich. You people are allowing me to talk to you today. I mean, my God, who's got it better than us, huh? Who's got it better than us? Hey, can I point something out too? I keep hearing this today because apparently today is a day we've crossed the Rubicon, if you will. I keep hearing today, it's 2 weeks till election day. It's 2 weeks and we'll be done with this. 2 weeks and we can all line up and cast our vote for the president. No, it's not 2 weeks till election day, dudes. It's not just, you got to stop thinking of it like it's 2 weeks till election day. It is not 2 weeks till election day, okay? It is 2 weeks until the election ends. The election ends in 2 weeks. You can vote now. Okay, if you don't want to be like all caught up in the hubbub of the actual election day that we're all programmed into thinking is the only day we can go vote, you can go to your polling place now. You can vote now. Election day has begun. Go, show up, do it now. Don't risk any nonsense on election end day. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call that Tuesday in November, 2 weeks from today, election end day. But you can vote now. Vote now, vote now, vote now. Don't wait in line like it's 1978. No, you can go. There is an election season. It's made convenient so that all citizens here in this country can be represented on the day that we cast our ballots. Leslie, no, you're not late. I do apologize. Today's show did get started late, about 1:50, about 12:50. About 10 minutes ago now the show started. If I'm being truthful, 7 minutes and 30 seconds ago the show started. I apologize. It was late today. Hey, it was late today, but it was short yesterday. So there you go. It all evens out. Wait, that's not how it works. It was short yesterday and late today. That means we're compounding the problem. Now all I can do is think about eating that sandwich that Peter sent over. We'll work for food. We'll rant for food. Let's say hi to the chat room. We got Leslie C in the chat room. She thought she was late, but she's not. Jeff's here. Jeff B. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Peter, of course, the sandwich king himself. Byron is here. Come on, people, say hello while I make the chat room bigger so I can say hi to everybody. Let's see here. We got Byron. I said hi to Peter. Oh my God, all the early folks are in the chat room. Who do we got? Fast is here. He out there trucking around. Election calls. Rainy Days is here. I don't need these election calls. Because it is election season. Sports Bras. Sports Bras. My boy Cece is here. Let's see. Cam's here. I see Cam now. I see Al. Okay, look, I see everybody. What are we doing? Romper room? I miss my code mix. I need my code mix. I took one code mix and I put it in the freezer. So like maybe I'll take a break halfway through the show and go see if it's frozen yet. I don't think code mix is carbonated. I don't think it's carbonated. Boy, that's a problem. That's a problem if I don't remember if it's carbonated or not. That's because there's so much other nonsense going on with code mix that you forget whether it's carbonated or not because you're like, that flavor, that's illegal, right? All right, that's it. I got no small talk. I got nothing else. I watched football last night. We only watched one game. How come we could only watch one game last night? The hell was that about? I wanted to watch Arizona in the Chargers, and we couldn't watch Arizona in the Chargers, at least not where I was. I got the Ravens. And who they play? Who the Ravens play? Baker Mayfield. That's right, the Bucs. Ravens and the Bucs. And that concludes our small talk segment for today. Good? Good. All right, hold on. Let me get everything set up. I came in late today. We had other shows recording here today. So on days when that happens, this show will start a little bit later than usual. Okay, get rid of that. Hold on. So let me just get everything started. Then we'll get rolling. We'll get rolling with the rant, where I'll tell you everything that you need to know about this very day, all the stuff that's happening. Oh, we're also going to do a video breakdown at the end of the show. We're going to watch a long-form video in 2 parts because the first part went viral a couple of weeks ago, but now we've got a part 2. Now we've got the actual. We've got what happened next, which is always fun. Because the thing I hate about viral videos is they always seem to stop, and I'm like, I want more. I need to know more. What happened next? Well, we've got something that happened next today, so we'll do a video breakdown at the end of today's show. All right, what do you say we get started? It is the rant for the 22nd day of October, year of our Lord, 2024. It's the 296th day of the year, but only because of leap year. There should be 295, but there's not. 296 days have been torn from the pages of your calendar. There are 70 remaining until New Year's, so get those New Year's Eve plans started. All right, quarter 1, antecedently on this day. I look back at all the things that have happened on this day throughout history. Why do we do it? I don't know. Antecedently on this day. Here we go. Antecedently on this day, in the year 1836, Sam Houston is inaugurated as the very first president of the Republic of Texas. Antecedently on this day, in the year 1883, the Metropolitan Opera House in New York City opens with a performance of Gounod's Faust. What's Gounod's Faust? What is that? Who's Faust? I feel like I've heard other names put before Faust. Can anybody just do Faust? And what is Faust? I don't care. It doesn't matter. Metropolitan Opera House, very important building in New York. Opened on this day in 1883. Today, it's yearly where they have the Met Gala, where celebrities do really weird things with their hair. Antecedently on this day in 1962, the Cuban The Cuban Missile Crisis. President Kennedy, after internal counsel from Dwight D. Eisenhower, announces that American reconnaissance planes have discovered Soviet nuclear weapons in Cuba, and that he has ordered a naval quarantine of the communist nation. Yeah, that happened on this day. Said, quarantine it, lock them down. That was 14 days in October. Antecedently on this day in 1983, 2 correctional officers are killed by inmates at the United States Penitentiary in Marion, Illinois. The incident inspires the Supermax model of prisons that would follow. 1983. Marion's a bad prison. Marion's in Illinois. It's downstate Illinois. It's where they had Gotti. It's a federal prison. They also had, who else did they have in Marion? I want to say they had Unabomber for a while. Who else they have down there? And probably anybody. Anyway, antecedently on this day, in 2012, cyclist Lance Armstrong is formally stripped of his 7 Tour de France titles after being charged for doping. 2012 was when that happened for Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong, man. He's not the biggest. He's not the big, again, I have this fall from grace pecking order. Like people that have fallen from grace at just the highest level. Lance Armstrong is one of them. Lance Armstrong is right up there. He ain't the top. I still think Bill Cosby is the top. I think nobody had a greater fall from grace than Bill Cosby. He was America's dad, and it turns out he's a rapist. Of course, O.J. Simpson, another big fall from grace. But Lance Armstrong, let me take you back 5 years before he was absolutely disgraced as a cheater and a liar and a fraudster. Let me take you back 5 years. Everybody in this country was wearing his cancer bracelets. Don't remember Livestrong? Remember how big of a national phenomenon that was? That was all about him and his battle against cancer and how the entire country had his back and how we loved him and he was our boy and we were so proud of him. And then, man, cheats in a bicycle race, and all of a sudden, we act like he's a serial killer or whatnot. But whatever, there you have it. It was on this day. Lance Armstrong got himself stripped. Let's do birthdays. These are people who were born on this day. People celebrating birthdays. We decide whether they're cool or not. Born on this day in the year 1920, Timothy Leary. Timothy Leary was an American psychologist, author, movement leader. What was that movement? LSD. Timothy Leary loved LSD. He was like the godfather of psychedelics and all that kind of stuff here in America. And he was an old man, not an old man in his 50s, but he was hanging out with hippies in 18, 19, 20, 21, giving them all LSD. He was like some important professor. He was like a chemist and all that kind of stuff. And he worked with the mind, so he worked with all these mind pills. Timothy Leary, born on this day in 1920. Boy, oh boy, he was painted as a real monster when, who knows? I mean, especially with the way you look at microdosing and how it's taken over mainstream America, it really has. So many people are microdosing. You go to your kid's soccer game, half the parents there are microdosing on little like edible shrooms and stuff that they buy legally at the vape store or whatever. Timothy Leary, born on this day in 1920. Born on this day in 1936, Bobby Seale, American political activist and author, co-founder of the Black Panther Party. Bobby Seale, fascinating dude. Born on this day in 1938, Christopher Lloyd, American actor, comedian, and producer. This guy's got 2 seminal roles. I mean, I guess it just depends on how old you are. Because if I say, Christopher Lloyd, the guy who played Reverend Jim, anybody who remembers the character Reverend Jim on Taxi will be like, oh, yeah, that guy. But then he's even better known for the Doc. Doc, what is his name on Back to the Future? Doc, whatever, the guy, Marty, that guy, what's his name? Anyway, Christopher Lloyd, born on this day, 1936. He's Reverend Jim. To me, he's Reverend Jim first. Then he's Marty. Born on this day, 1938, Christopher Lloyd. Born on this day in 1942, Annette Funicello. Funicello, American actress and singer. She was a big star in the 60s. She was a teenage bombshell, I guess. That's what we call her. Annette Funicello. She had big hair, but she was pretty. She was a pretty girl. I'll give her that. Not my generation, but I can still say pretty girl, Annette Funicello. Born on this day in 1942. She died in 2013. Born on this day in 1952. Trying to figure out if I got a hot take on this guy, or is this guy just one of those ubiquitous Hollywood actors of my life. He doesn't have like I have friends who love Nicolas Cage, and they'll tell you why, and they'll cite specific roles, and I'm like, okay, I can see that. I have other friends who love Val Kilmer, same thing. But here's a guy. He's been doing movies since the 1970s that I can recall. He was never a major star, but always like just right there. I just don't know what I think about Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum, it's his birthday. Jeff Goldblum was born on this day in 1952. He was never a big star. He was always Jeff Goldblum. He was always right there. Jeff Goldblum was always like somewhere between Jeff Bridges and Steve Guttenberg. That's it. That's where I would put Jeff Goldblum. In the Hollywood pecking order of the time, that's where I would put him. I would place Jeff Goldblum just behind Jeff Bridges, but just ahead of Steve Guttenberg. I don't know what that means. Jeff Goldblum, happy birthday. There he goes. Born on this day in 1952. I mean, what is his seminal role? I guess it would be The Fly, but that's not even that great. It's like The Fly. Jeff Goldblum's The Fly's not even that great. That movie's awesome. No, it's not. It's weird, and he's like, and he plays a fly, and that's memorable, but that's not a great movie. The movie's all right. Doc Brown, Al says it's Doc Brown from the Back to the Future movies. Fast outdoor food. He says Vic is a good one. He's talking about Michael Vick, and we're talking about Falls from Graces, I guess, is what he's saying there. I don't think Vic is a good one. I don't think Vic was never Mr. All Shucks Man. Vic was never Mr. Mainstream America, welcome to my living room in Nebraska type. That was never Michael Vick. So I mean, yeah, Michael Vick got caught, but I think Michael Vick looked like he looked like a gangster. Like that was his whole vibe. So, I don't know. I don't see Michael Vick as a fall from grace. Okay, let's see here. Let's go on. Keep going. Birthdays here. Jeff Goldblum. Really? Jurassic Park? We're going with Jurassic Park as Jeff Goldblum's sort of seminal film? I don't know. He's been good in a lot of things. Jeff Goldblum's been really good in a whole lot of movies. It's just, can't really think of him in anything all that stands out. Anyway, let's move on. More birthdays. Born on this day in 1962. Here's a guy. Here's a guy, the opposite of Jeff Goldblum. Here's a guy who's got so much stuff that sticks out. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday. Born on this day, 1962. Bob Odenkirk. Saul, sure. If you want to call him, sure. I suppose, sure, he's Saul. I guess that's what most people know him as. I know him, of course, as Bob of Bob and David, one of the greatest sketch comedy shows of all time. I, of course, know Larry Sanders Show, Bob Odenkirk as Stevie, can't think, what was his last name, Stevie Allen. I don't know, he was a Hollywood agent. He was a fast-talking, really corrupt Hollywood agent, Bob Odenkirk. What else do we know Bob Odenkirk from? I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. He's awesome. He's awesome in everything, and we love him. So happy birthday. Born on this day in 1962. Bob Odenkirk. Born on this day in 1975. I got something to say about this dude. Born on this day in 1975, Jesse Tyler Ferguson. So he was one of the actors on Modern Family. He was married to Cam. I don't remember his name. He was the gay son of Ed O'Neill, right? Ed O'Neill. So, yeah, Ed O'Neill had a gay son. This guy, played by Jesse Tyler Ferguson. And he was married to Cam. And they were the Modern Family. Look at us. We got a couple of gays in the family. And okay, so that's great. That's great. And they're funny. They were so funny. Modern Family's a good show. So here's the thing that I've always thought was a little bit, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say, I'm offended by it. I'm not offended by it. But it is something that I've noticed about Modern Family, and I've gone, And here's what that is. So you got the two gay guys playing a gay couple, and they're wonderful. What tremendous example to young gay people out there of what a loving and committed homosexual relationship can be. It's all good and all that stuff. So Jesse Tyler Ferguson in real life is gay. He's gay in real life, and he's playing a character that happens to be gay. He's gay. He's playing a gay character. It's all good. The other dude who plays Cam, the big over-the-top flamboyant guy, that dude ain't gay. That dude is straight. That dude is playing an over-the-top flamboyant, lispy kind of thing, and he's not gay. Why is that okay? I just don't know. Look, this is why my whole response to this, and what's been on 20 years, my whole response to this has always been, that seems like in slightly different situation that would be real problematic, that people would have a real problem with the straight guy, playing the over-the-top, super flamboyant gay guy. But no, apparently we're selective about how we're going to be offended by these things. So Modern Family was always allowed to let the straight guy play an over-the-top Cam, and he's not gay. Anyway, that really doesn't take anything away from Jesse Tyler Ferguson. Wait a second. Is that him? It's him, right? Because also, isn't there like a Jesse Tyler Ferguson or something like that was in that Tim Allen show, who's now all grown up and probably an alcoholic or something? You know what I'm talking about? Wasn't there like a 3 named Jesse in Home Improvement? I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. But no, we got the right one. It's Jesse Tyler Ferguson from Modern Family. The actual gay one who played it like a normal person, who played opposite a straight man who was just, every trope, every gay cliche, everything. Cam was into it. He's not gay. That was a straight man making fun of gay people. I'm the only person that ever said that. It's like nobody else noticed it. I guess it's not a problem, which is why my response to it was, I'm uncomfortable with this. All right, let's do deads. These are people who died. People who died on. Oh, wait. No. Sorry. Are we done with the deads? No, we're not. We got one more. Born on this day in 1990. Happy birthday, Jonathan Lipnicki. Yeah, we didn't even need to go back for that. Jonathan Lipnicki was the kid in Jerry Maguire. Remember Jerry Maguire? Remember the little kid? I hated Jerry Maguire. I got a big problem with the movie Jerry Maguire. I've always had a big problem with the movie Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire was sold to me as a film about the sports agency business and about the backroom dealings and how deals with athletes get done. That's how Jerry Maguire was sold to me as I sat in a movie theater. And they said, coming soon, a new Tom Cruise movie about the sports agency business. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, I would really like to see a movie about the sports agency business. But then guess what they did? They got my $8 or whatever it was back then in 1999. They got my $8. I sat down. I went to the movies, and it was a fucking rom-com. I'm like, this isn't about the sports agency business. I thought this was. So I hate Jerry Maguire. So fuck Jonathan Lipnicki. That's what I say. He's like 40 now anyway. All right, let's do deads. People who died. People who died on this day. Dead on this day in 1992, Red Barber. Red Barber. We got to decide if Red Barber went to heaven or hell. Who's Red Barber? Yankees play-by-play guy. Don't know anything else. Like I could say that he's the guy that went. How about that? But I don't know that he's that guy. That could be Mel Allen. I don't know. Red Barber. He did baseball play-by-play for the Yankees back in the 1940s and 50s. All white men in cool jobs in the 50s go to hell, right? Right? And that's just a good rule of thumb. I don't know anything more about Red Barber. I don't know if he opened up like orphanages along the East Coast for brittle bone babies. I don't know. I don't know that he did that. So all I can know is that his name was Red. He probably didn't like black people. I'm just saying. I just don't think he did. He's going to hell, Red Barber. Dead on this day in 1992. I have very little information on Red Barber. Dead on this day in 1992, Cleavon Little. Cleavon Little, he was, of course, Sheriff Bart from Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles. Look, don't get me wrong. I like Cleavon Little. Cleavon Little was one of the best things about Blazing Saddles. So this is not a Cleavon Little thing. Blazing Saddles is one of the most overrated comedies of all time. I mean, my God, have you watched that? I mean, there are some things that are funny, but 80% of the jokes in that are groaners. They're like old vaudeville, kind of like Mel Brooks, and it's because I'm a Jewish writer. It's like, oh God, it's like, I am a fan of Mel Brooks, the dude. Like Mel Brooks, the 100-year-old dude who's still bouncing around, and I'm like, that guy's awesome. I think Mel Brooks is a little overrated. I really do. Okay, so what about Cleavon? What about Cleavon Little, who played Sheriff Bart in Blazing Saddles? He's pretty funny. He's excuse me while I whip this. I put him in heaven. Cleavon Little. Also, he died of cancer. It's people, you die of cancer. You die young. He died young. On this day in 1992, Cleavon Little, star of Blazing Saddles, died. We're putting him in heaven. Dead on this day in 2009, Soupy Sales. American comedian, actor, kid show host. So, Soupy Sales was a big kid show host in the 50s and in the 60s. So my generation, our parents grew up with Soupy Sales. So he meant something to them. And then, I don't know, IRS trouble, gambling debts, whatever it was, Soupy Sales burst back on the scene in the 80s. after being pretty dormant in the 70s. So all of a sudden, I'm like a preteen, and now I got to deal with Soupy Sales on like morning cartoons. And all the old people are like, that's Soupy Sales. We like Soupy Sales. I don't know. He never really ingrained himself with my generation. He did something. He like famously got blackballed from television. Like the rumors are like he was a kid show host, Soupy Sales. And he told a dirty joke. He told kids to send money, go in their parents' purses and pockets and send money. I don't know. Soupy Sales, kids show host, 1950s. You got to put him in hell, right? You got to assume. I mean, he doesn't have like Mr. Rogers energy. Soupy Sales has, all right, I'm doing the kid shit because I can't get a break doing regular stuff. He didn't seem really committed like Mr. Rogers, right? So, okay, he's going to hell. Soupy Sales, dead on this day in 2009. He's going to hell. I think his son, isn't his son or sons, this might be a fun little Google. I think Soupy Sales' kids are in the band The Tubes. She's a beauty. You know that song? Why would I lie? I think Soupy Sales' kids are in The Tubes. I don't know why I have that information. All right, let's go. Dead on this day in 2009, Soupy Sales. Dead on this day in 2021, Peter Scolari. Peter Scolari. Peter Scolari died in 2021. Okay, so he was old, but not old. So, if in like 1979, okay, walk with me on this. 1979, the devil comes up to you. You're a struggling actor in New York, right? Struggling actor. You're not getting your breaks. You think that you're Laurence Olivier, but it's just not working out for you, and you're at your wit's end. So it's 1979. The devil comes up to you. You're a young, struggling Peter Scolari, and the devil says to you, hey, Peter, I'm going to make you a star. All you got to do is give me your soul. You give me your soul, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you a star. I'm going to get you on a hit TV show. Peter Scolari's going to be like, yeah. What do I got to give up? You just got to give up your soul, and you're going to die of cancer at a relatively young age. Not relatively young, but he was like in his 60s. That's too young. Would you take that deal? Because here's what also came with that deal. Peter Scolari got cast on, what was it called? Come on. The show with Tom Hanks. God damn it. I buried the lead. Where they had to dress up like women. So he was on a hit show for like a couple of years. He was teamed with Tom Hanks. It was Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari. They had to dress up like women. We all loved it. We all watched it. So he's made the deal. That's the deal he's made. But the devil always gets his revenge. So the devil's, revenge in the deal was, oh yeah, the guy that you're doing the show with, he's going to go on to live every dream you've ever had about being a serious and respected actor and a box office guy. And you're just never going to get past this one show. You're going to be the dude who was with Tom Hanks before Tom Hanks became famous. Like, isn't that weird? Because they stayed friends. Like, Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari stayed friends. And like at some point, like their social circles just kind of stopped. They stopped being, Tom Hanks is like, yeah, I'm going over to Steven Spielberg's house. Right. And Peter Scolari's like, oh yeah, I'm going over to the guy who did the lights on It's a Living. Remember him? We worked with him briefly. Yeah, so sucks to be Peter Scolari. I'm putting him in heaven. Even though I think he sold his soul. I think he sold his soul for the hit show, but he didn't realize the hit show came with his partner in the show becoming a massive star, Tom Hanks. That's going to do it. Those are the first three quarters, folks. That's it. That's deads. First three quarters are over. One more time, I want to remind you, we have an executive producer on today's show. That man's name is Barney. He's cool. Thank you so much, Barney. If you want to be the executive producer tomorrow, all you got to do is drop a little something in the Venmo or in the Cash App. This show runs on your gratuities. Thank you so much. Let's see here. Jeff says, yeah, but he didn't have to diddle kids for that fame. You don't know. You don't know. And who nobody asked what who where first of all, where is that? Like where is that a thing? People like, hey, diddle this kid, you'll be famous. Bosom buddies, thank you, Rob. That's what it was. Bosom buddies. Yeah, everybody, David, everybody's saying bosom buddies. We got you. You know, it's bosom buddies. All right, let's get into everything that's happening today, shall we? Let's talk about the actual stories that are making or breaking this edition of October the 22nd. First and foremost, Israel. Let's talk a little bit of Israel. Hold on, what's happening here? Yeah, Israel is so badass. All right, so we're waiting on Israel to start World War III. They're like being really slow about it. Israel is it's been a month now, right? Like almost, or at least it feels that way, since Iran attacked Israel. We've been waiting for Israel to respond. Don't know that they're going to, whatever, so we wait. Anyway, Israel has been just doing some of the craziest, coolest things. They are badass. Remember, they made everybody's pagers explode. Remember, they intercepted a whole shipment of pagers that were going there to Hezbollah officials, and so all the Hezbollah officials got their pagers, and then they all exploded, and a whole bunch of them died. And then a couple days later, they had these big, massive funerals for all of the Hezbollah guys whose pagers exploded, and then at the funerals, they blew up the phones. They all had like phones and walkie-talkies, and then the Israelis blew those up. The people that were using walkie-talkies for security and crowd control at the funerals of the people whose pagers exploded, their walkie-talkies exploded. I mean, Israel's funny. So look what Israel did here. There was a big Hezbollah. Okay, Hezbollah was doing a Arab language, Arab world media press conference, and they called the press conference for a certain time. And Israel knew about the press conference that was going to happen, and Israel did this. Check this out. Israel is so cool. Remember, they are gathering. The world's Arab media is gathering here in Beirut for a press conference about what's going on. If you're not following along, folks, Israel specifically targeted a building and blew up a building that was right in the background of where Hezbollah was holding a big press conference. That is trolling. That is fuck. Here, one more time. Look at this one more time. Here we go. Israel, man, these people. So they're gathering for the press conference. Hold your terrorist press conference somewhere else. I think that's the message. Wherever we find out it is next, we're going to blow that place up too with your terrorist messages. All right, let's see here. As I said, Election Day is in 2 weeks. We are 2 weeks away from the end of the election. It doesn't start in 2 weeks. You can go vote now. If you're registered, go on down to Foot Lockers. I believe that's where we're doing it, right? You can go to Foot Locker, I think. And if you just go walk into a Foot Locker, tell them you're here to vote. No, you can go down to your polling station or whatever. I don't know how it works. They have somebody there. Is there somebody sitting there? Because I'm betting real good chance you'll walk into your polling station and there's not going to be anybody there. And you're going to be like, hi, I'm here to vote. And they're going to be like, oh, yeah, you can do that. Hold on. And then you'll wait like 2 hours because someone's at home because, nobody didn't think anybody was going to show up. Anyway, go show up. 2 weeks until voting ends. Voting ends in 2 weeks. Doesn't start. It ends. Vote now. Take advantage of the modern way of doing things. No need for crazy long lines. No need for you to worry about your vote being counted last minute. Did it count? It's such a close state. No. Go now. Get your vote taken care of. Everybody wins. Washington State, man. Did you see this? Some ugly family business going on in Washington State. Everybody, by the way, just so you know, just so you don't think that you're special or anything. Everybody's family is fucked up. Not everybody's family is fucked up like what I'm about to tell you here. Everybody's family's fucked up. Everybody's family, you've all experienced things with your family that you would be absolutely horrified if someone from the outside was sitting in your living room watching this, right? We've all screaming matches, horrible things being said. Families are fucked up. But this is bad. All right, so this happened in Washington State. 5 people, family of 7, 5 of them are dead. Okay, apparently a teenager went a little 5 kids, mom and dad. Teenager killed everybody. Teen is now in custody after 5 found dead in shooting at home in Washington State. Law enforcement officials found 5 people dead in a shooting inside a home southeast of Seattle on Monday morning and took a teenager into custody. Several people called 911 around 5 a.m. 5 a.m. How's this shit start up at 5 a.m.? It's because here's how shit starts at 5 a.m. Everybody is behaving accordingly for 5 a.m., which means quiet, sleeping, that kind of thing. And I bet you one person at 5 a.m. wasn't doing that at all. I bet one person at 5 a.m. was raging. They just came in. They just, whatever. And I'm guessing maybe this is the teen. Because, 5 a.m., unless it's about, your paper route. No, even then, I don't know. Anyway, several people called 911 around 5 a.m. to report a shooting in Falls City, Washington. Let's see here. Arriving deputies immediately took one teen into custody while another teenager who had been hurt was taken to a Seattle hospital. Both teens live at the house. They're brothers. Okay, so 2 teens. One was hurt and taken to a hospital. The other one is believed to be the shooter. That person was arrested. Deputies entering the home found the bodies of 5 people. 2 were adults, mom and dad, and 3 were described by Mellis as young teenagers, brothers and sisters. They killed his brothers. No names have been released yet. Once bodies were discovered, clearly we understand that this is a hugely significant crime scene. The shooting appears to involve members of the same family, but added that they didn't yet know how they were related. He also said there was no ongoing threat to the community. I have no reason to think that there will be any additional arrests, he said. The teen in custody was booked into Kings County Juvenile Detention Facility. Juvenile, so he's like a teenager. He's not 18, 19. He's got to be like, 14, 15, 16. The teen in custody was booked into Kings County Juvenile Detention Facility. The teen will appear in court for a first hearing on Tuesday, a spokesperson for the county prosecuting attorney's office said. Try to see if there's any pictures or anything. No, how fucked up is that, man? Kid just killed his whole family there in Washington. All right, brought y'all down. I apologize. Didn't mean to bring y'all down. Let's go here. Okay, FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, okay, is looking to, fake reviews. We all want to screw with, that they got my order wrong. So I'm going to go on Groupon. I'm going to go on Google, and I'm going to give them shitty reviews because I'm angry at them or whatever. I don't know how it really works. I guess there's a lot of bored people out there. The FTC's rule banning fake online reviews goes into effect. A federal rule banning fake online reviews is now in effect. Okay, so it is a federal rule. It's not a law. They didn't say law. So I'm not sure what I'm dealing with here, right? A federal rule banning fake online reviews is now in effect. The Federal Trade Commission issued the rule in August banning the sale or purchase of online reviews. Oh, you can buy reviews. Like if you run a business or something and you want to have 1,000 good reviews, you can buy them. The rule, which went into effect Monday, allows the FTC to seek civil penalties against those who knowingly violate the rule. Fake reviews, here's what they say. Fake reviews not only waste people's time and money, but they also pollute the marketplace and divert business away from honest competitors, FTC Chair Lena Khan said. She also added that the rule will protect Americans from getting cheated, put businesses that unlawfully game the system on notice, and promote markets that are fair, honest, and competitive. Okay. Do you guys put much thought in reviews? I do. Maybe I shouldn't, because I guess, there are people's businesses at stake here. And when people are trying to make their place look as good as they can, I imagine it would be fairly easy to fill reviews, for whatever, for, Google reviews or what were the food reviews, Uber Eats, all these things. I guess it would be pretty easy if you're a business person to sort of jazz that a little bit. But I do it a lot. Like if there's a restaurant or something that somebody says is good, I'll look it up and then I'll immediately go to the reviews. Anyway, the FTC says now it's illegal to I guess this is concerning purchased reviews. What about I don't know. What about trolling? What if I want to give a fake review? What if I just want to review a restaurant I've never been to and I want to say it's the worst? Is that illegal? Sure, it should be. It's dishonest. It's immoral, but is it illegal? I don't want to live in that country. I don't think it should be illegal. I think parents should raise their children with a better moral structure so that they're not, doing that kind of thing. That's what I think. Let's see. What else do we have here? Abercrombie and Fitch, the CEO or former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, turns out that he's like a big sex creeper. He's been arrested for sex trafficking. And where do you see this guy here? Let me show you this guy. He looks like a sex trafficker. He's like a dude who's probably 70. Actually, I don't know how old he is. He's probably 70, but he's desperate to look 55. So he's got all kinds of weird facial surgery and shit like that. Where is he? Give me a good picture of this rat face. Oh my God. All right. AP and your endless pop-ups. Former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries, his romantic partner, and a third man. I like how they just let us know. And a third man were arrested Tuesday on charges of luring men into drug-laced, outlandish, and coercive sex parties held around the world by dangling the promise of modeling for the retailer's once-defining beefcake ads. Abercrombie and Fitch? I've never been really an Abercrombie and Fitch guy, so I guess I don't know. Isn't that the store where like, oh, Abercrombie and Fitch is the store where topless teenage boys stand in front, like they with no shirt. They sell shirts inside, but for some reason they have topless teenage boys standing out front without shirts. Even though again they're selling, they're trying to sell shirts, but they're not wearing them themselves. It's why I never go to a bald barber. You should never go to a bald barber. He doesn't care. His heart's not in it. He's not going to give you a good haircut. He thinks you take your hair for granted. Don't go to a bald barber. For almost 20 years, Jeffries, his partner, Matthew Smith, and their employee, James Jacobson, used Jeffries' status as CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch, used his status, wealth, and a web of household staffers to fulfill the couple's sexual desires in what amounted to an international sex trafficking and prostitution business, and to keep it all secret, according to an indictment unsealed in federal court in Brisbane. Okay, so there you go. We got any good pictures of this guy? Come on! Seriously, no good pictures. That's all right. Anyway, he's a rat face. He's got a whole bunch of plastic surgeries. The crazy thing is that this morning there were pictures here. No, they're just not. He's a rat face, okay? He's one of those older guys. He's like 70, and he's trying to look 50. He's had a whole bunch of plastic surgery. He's got a rat face now. What else do we have here? Okay, so this is kind of an interesting one. I'm like, why not? Why not? Hey, we're revisiting this time, right? So the Menendez brothers, they're going to walk. The Menendez brothers, looks like they're going to get let out for time served because of information that wasn't allowed back then. And That's shocking, right? I mean, I don't think any of us who remember the height of Menendez mania, would ever think that they were going to walk. It's like, nah, they're going away forever. No, but here we are in 2024. They're going to walk. Hey, how about another one from that time? How about another person whose name is now coming up for parole, going to get a parole hearing after 30 something years? Does the name Susan Smith mean anything to you? Remember this bitch? This is like North Carolina, South Carolina, something like that. South Carolina, let's say. Susan Smith is the bitch mom who strapped her kids into her car and drove it into a lake. She murdered her 2-year-old and her 12-month, 1-year-old, whatever. Babies. She murdered her babies. Because she was and there was something about she was sleeping with the boss's son at the plant that she worked at there in South Carolina. And she didn't think the boss's son would marry her because she had 2 kids. Yeah, remember Susan Smith? She murdered her kids, man. It was horrible. And right around the time of the Menendez things, this is another one of those big Gen X trials. Susan Smith is up for parole 30 years after drowning her children in a South Carolina lake. Now, unlike the Menendez brothers, apparently there's new information, there's new evidence, and we look at these crimes that they were accused of back then differently in 2024. That ain't the case here with Susan Smith. She still did what she did. We know what she did. There wasn't none of hide. She's just going up for parole, so screw her. Susan Smith will be up for parole next month, nearly 30 years after she was convicted of rolling her car into a South Carolina lake and drowning her 2 sons. Smith, 53, is serving life in prison after a jury decided not to sentence her to death in her 1995 murder trial. Under the law at the time, she is eligible to be released after serving 30 years in prison, which is where she is now. Parole in South Carolina is only granted about 8% of the time and is less likely on an inmate's first appearance before the board. In notorious cases, such as hers, or when prosecutors and their families or victims are opposed, stupid, doesn't matter. Smith falls into all the categories. All right, well, there you have it. Anyway, like I said, there's nothing new, but she's going to get a parole hearing, Susan Smith. Why not? We're talking about the Menendezes. Liam Payne, we talked about this a little bit at the end of the show yesterday. Liam Payne has cocaine, big coke guy, a lot of cocaine found in his system. And that's important because cocaine goes away quick. You got to test, you got to find out about the cocaine within 72 hours because cocaine will run through your system like that. You do cocaine on a Friday and you've got a test for cocaine on Tuesday morning, you'll be fine. Do it on Friday. You'll be fine. That's how quickly it goes through. Weed doesn't. So they found cocaine. They found the over-the-counter stuff. And I'm sure they're going to find all kinds of other things when they do it deeper. But Liam Payne, One Direction. Again, no more information about what he was. Well, I mean, he was raging, and my point is this: I think he was trying to make people think he was going to jump, but then he slipped and he fell. I think he accidentally slipped and fell. That's what I think. Okay, moving on. There you go, Liam Payne. Olivia Nuzzi. Olivia Nuzzi was in the news a couple of weeks ago. I love Olivia Nuzzi. She's so hot. Olivia Nuzzi is a writer for The New Yorker. She's really hot. And she's really bitchy. And she's really condescending. And she thinks she's so smart. And she thinks everybody's stupid. She's kind of awesome. I kind of like her. She talks like this. She's everything she says is super sexy. It's super sexy. Anyway, she's a good writer. She's a really good writer. She's a really good young writer. Everybody's she only got where she is because she's sexy. And I'm that's part of it. It's a big part of it. It's also good, but she's also sexy. So she was the chief political reporter for The New Yorker, which is a very, very important job. And it's a cool job. It's a really cool job to have. She's not that anymore. Olivia Nuzzi, a couple of weeks ago, got herself caught up in a little situation with RFK Jr. She had done a profile on RFK Jr. last year for the magazine, for New Yorker. And then in the month that followed that profile being written and published, just so you know, it wasn't like about, quid pro quo for the article. This was after the article. It was revealed that she was like exchanging dirty texts with him, that he's a bit of a dog. Well, we know he's a dog. He's cheated on every wife he's been married a bunch of times. Look, RFK Jr. is a dog. And Olivia Nuzzi is like 30 and hot, and he's like 70 and like still wants to be 30 and hot. So I don't know. So they were like dirty texting. Maybe that's a way. Look, if that's how she gets close to people and she learns things, whatever. I don't got a problem with that. That's journalism, baby. That's why I thought journalist chicks were supposed to be hot. I thought that was helps if you're hot. Oh, and stuff. Well, that's not the way it should be. Well, guess what? In life, in general, helps if you're hot. Just across the board. Across the board, people. Helps if you're hot. Olivia Nuzzi was placed on leave by the New Yorker back when the RFK Jr. stuff came up. And now today, it's official. She gone. She been fired. Nuzzi been Nuzzied. She is hot, though. I'm telling you, she's a big star. This is all she needs. She's out of contract now. She's a free agent. She can go do whatever she wants. Nuzzi going to get her own show on CNN. Give Nuzzi a show on CNN where you see her legs, like you'll see her legs every night. And she'll talk like this. And then you can have that can be an ongoing bit. You can have like a director off camera. Off-camera director can be like, they can't hear you. She'd be like, Nancy's like, I'm sorry. I'm going to talk a little bit louder. Nuzzi. It's just called Nuzzi. That's a good name. Anyway, she's gone. She's not at the New Yorker anymore. Laura Loomer. I don't talk much about these crazy people until they sort of, cross over into the mainstream. Laura Loomer's a crazy person. She's a wackadoo. She's another one of these people. She's one of these sad people. She's like, God, it's like she started getting plastic surgery at 26. And now she's like, 50. I don't know. How old is she? Like, she looks like she's 50, who's had 15 years of plastic surgery. So now she looks 35, but I don't know. I don't know what she is. She's so weird looking. Anyway, Laura Loomer is a conspiracy theorist. She's a attention person. I want attention. And so, she's that. That's what she is. Not credible at all. She's a weirdo. I think she's nuts. Anyway, she's gotten really close to Trump. Although not so much lately, but about like a month ago, there was like a lot of like way too close for a lot of people's comfort. Laura Loomer and that crazy wing. She's in the crazy 15% that I say are lost forever. And that crazy wing getting that kind of access to Trump. So, I guess, is this Bill Maher? So I guess Bill Maher went on TV and he said something like, they're probably banging or whatever. Which I'm certain that is absolutely what Laura Loomer wants everyone to believe. But now Laura Loomer, she's suing. She's suing Bill Maher. Here, let's see if we'll play this for you. She's suing Bill Maher for saying this on his show.
Everybody behave.
About her and Donald Trump.
This is insane.
15 million? Is that what it says?
Wow. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.
Oh, my God. You guys, she is suing him for $150 million. Laura Loomer is suing Bill Maher for $150 million for saying this. Okay, here we go. We got a good screen, good size screen. Boom, here we go.
My question, because Laura Loomer said, Taylor Swift, she believes, is in an arranged relationship with Travis Kelce to influence the 2024 election. I think maybe Laura Loomer's in an arranged relationship to affect the election because she's very close to Trump. She's 31, looks like his type. We did an editorial here a few years ago. You're remembering it already. It was basically, who's Trump fucking? Because I said, it's not nobody. He's been a dog for too long, and it's not Melania. I think we may have our answer this week. I think it might be Laura Loomer. I'm just saying. All
right. So there it is. That's what he said. And she is suing him for $150 million. Loomer claims absolutely no truth to all of these terrible rumors that she is home wrecking with Donald Trump. I happen to agree with Loomer. I agree with Bill Maher in that Trump is doing somebody. And I also agree with Bill Maher that it's not Melania. They haven't, not since Barron, probably. That's an arrangement, and that's obvious at this point. But he is banging somebody because Trump likes to bang. Who doesn't? Why not? And he's got a long history of this. So who is it? It ain't Loomer. Bill Maher's like, oh, she's his type. I'm like, no, she's not. She's gross. Say what you will about Trump. Trump gets hot women. Hot women. Like, it's why it's not Kellyanne Conway. They're like, he's doing Kellyanne Conway. I'm like, no, he's not. It's not Kellyanne Conway. There were people like back when he was in the White House, they were saying it was Hope Hicks. And I was like, maybe, like, that's totally what, if he could get that is like what he would want because, she's like 20. But I was looking at her and I'm like, nah, man, I don't know. I don't know who it is. I don't think it's Laura Loomer, though. I don't think she's good looking enough for him. Let's see. What else do we have here? This is sad. We've got a death. We've got a death in the world of rock and roll. Apparently, the original singer of Iron Maiden has passed away. Don't worry. Not Bruce Dickinson. Wait, is that the lead singer of Iron Maiden? Bruce Dickinson? I think it is. We're talking about Iron Maiden singer Paul Di'Anno. He's dead at 66 years old. Paul Di'Anno, the former frontman of legendary rock group Iron Maiden, passed away in the early hours of Monday, October the 21st. He was 66 years old. Paul passed away at his home in Salisbury, England, at the age of 66. Born in Chingford, East London in 1958, Paul first came to prominence as the lead singer of the English heavy metal band Iron Maiden between 1978 and 1981. He sang on their groundbreaking debut album, Iron Maiden, and the influential follow-up release, Killers. And then he left. And then they exploded with Bruce Dickinson and became the Iron Maiden that we all know of today. Another one of those guys. Another one of those guys who got out of the band, got kicked out of the band, and then watched them explode. Guys, that's it. We're out of show again. I don't know what's going on. We're out of show. Another short one. 2 shows in a row. I don't know why there's not just a whole lot of news. Not changing anything about the preparation of the show yet. Here we are 2 days in a row. The only thing I got left here is a video that I thought we could watch together. This video went viral a couple of weeks back. And, oh my God, these people are out there. And they're almost always on bikes. People on bikes, I'm not a fan of. I'm sorry. Look, if you're one of these bike people, if you go out there on weekends and you get on your bike and you got your cool clothes, your special bike person clothes, you get your little hats, your little weird hats, you're looking all cool and you're out there and you're just so you know, I recognize that I'm sharing the road with you. Okay. I'm as a driver of an automobile, the thing that those roads are built for, the automobile, tax dollars and all that. As a guy out there driving an automobile, I recognize that I am willingly sharing the road with you. Okay? Okay, dude on a bike? You need to fucking do the same thing, asshole. This is not just you, and everybody's got to work around you and what you're doing in your bicycle. Okay? There is some responsibility on your part as well. Okay? Pay the fuck attention. Move off to the side. You're doing 15 miles an hour, dude. I'm not going to do 15 miles an hour. Move off to the side. Don't tell me to go around. You move off to the side, asshole. Anyway. So the video went viral. And it was, looks like it's New Mexico or something like that, someplace pretty. And it's a kid, he's going to a skate park. And there's an old man, like 70 years old. He's got the outfit on. He's on the bike. He's like, I'm a serious bike riding guy. And apparently the kid in the car going to the skate park gets a little too close to the man. So the man, does what 70-year-old white men think they're entitled to do, which is, just okay, in lieu of any law enforcement, I'm a 70-year-old white man. What I say goes. Agreed? That's seriously what's going on in their mind. They think that, okay, I'm in charge. So this guy, he basically he calls the police on the kid. He wants a whole thing to do. And the kid's like, dude, I want to get out of here. And he's like, you ain't going anywhere, which you can't do. You can't do that in public. So let's watch the original video. Then there's a new video that was released today, which picks up from where this one ends. So this is, I call this Old Man Karen. And I don't know if you saw it or not, but it's just, oh God, just mind your own fucking business. This is a guy that just so desperately needs to feel powerful. He needs to feel like he's in charge of something. And he sees a kid and he's just going to do this. He wants to be in charge. He really misses working. He's been retired now. He doesn't work anymore. He used to be able to yell at people at work. He can't do that anymore. There he is. Watch this guy. Let's just watch it. We'll observe. I'll stop it. Here we go.
Dude, literally stop.
No, I'm calling the police and you're not leaving. You're not leaving.
Yes, sir?
But Nick did.
I'm gonna go skate.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You're not going anywhere.
Okay, so first of all, if you close your door and another citizen opens it like that, they can't do that, okay? They can't. You can't just open what this guy is doing, what he feels completely entitled to do. You're not going anywhere. He's not allowed to do that. That's like kidnapping. That's where you start getting into false imprisonment and shit like that. But these people, they think they can do this shit.
Come.
Dude, stop.
No, you're a fucking...
Dude, literally stop.
No, I'm calling the police and you're not leaving. You're not leaving. You're not leaving.
Bro's got his fucking hands on me and stuff.
Yeah, guy won't leave because of the police.
Look at this dude. What are you doing? Why are you so cranky?
I'm calling the police.
Dude, why are you so cranky?
No, you're not going anywhere.
Oh my God.
You're not going anywhere.
I don't want to be aggressive with you, dude.
You already are. You pushed into me. I asked you to wait. You didn't wait.
Push into
You did. How'd you get out of the car?
You yanked
Yeah,
my door.
I've got a very aggressive teenager here that almost hit me in the car, and now we won't get... Give me his last name.
Push into
You did.
you, dude.
You already are. You pushed into me. I asked you to wait. You didn't wait.
Push into
You did. How'd you get out of the car?
You yanked my
Yeah,
door.
I've got a very aggressive teenager here that almost hit me in the car, and now...
All right, sorry about that. So here we go. Mr. Entitlement lying to the police with absolutely no compunction about. He is lying right now in an official police report, and he's not even thinking about lying. He's like, what do you mean lying? He just described this kid as being very aggressive in the 911. Okay, there's a very aggressive child here. What are you hoping, dude, that the cops are going to show up with their guns out and maybe kill this kid? He's like 16 years old. You're being an asshole.
Oh, yeah. You're not going anywhere.
I don't want to be aggressive with you, dude.
You already are. You pushed into me. I asked you to wait. You didn't wait.
Push into
You did. How'd you get out of the car?
You yanked my
Yeah,
door.
I've got a very aggressive teenager here that almost hit me in the car, and now he won't give me his last name, and now he's trying to leave. I'm in Park City, near the Park City Park.
We're at the skate park.
The skate park. He's in a Subaru. He's in a Subaru. Yeah, he's a license plate. The license plate is, and he's recording me because he's a jerk. And I want you to come and give this guy a ticket. I'd be willing to testify in court against this guy. He did not hit me. There's a law in Utah that says you have to stay 3 feet from a cyclist. He did not. He just went right next to me. I wouldn't bother pulling over if this guy weren't unsafe.
Dude, I recorded myself. He was putting his hands on me, ripping my door open and stuff. I know.
Because you were trying to leave.
I was not.
You were getting out of the car.
Stop
Liar.
it.
It's in your phone.
Dude,
It's in your phone.
you're insane.
You're an asshole.
Okay, cool. Can you back up, please?
No, I'm not. I'm not leaving. I'm
You're
staying
fine.
right here. No, because you might leave. And I want you to be here when the police get here. He's
I'm
trying to
not.
leave.
Dude,
I want you to be here when the police get here. I want you to be here. Well, it doesn't give a fuck what you want. You can't hold him there. Citizens arrest! Citizens arrest! That's not a real thing, people. Well, isn't it? Shut up. It's not a real thing unless you're willing to fight. You better be willing to fight.
you think I was in your space over there?
Yes.
Then
I'm riding a bike. I have more rights than you.
what? Dude,
That's the attitude that I hate. That is the attitude that I was talking about a couple of minutes ago. The roads were built for cars, man, okay? You do not have more rights than me in a car, you entitled jerk-off bike rider guy.
dude,
I have the right of way.
We
No,
share a road.
I have the right of way when I'm on a bike. Do you ride a bike?
Sometimes.
Oh, you don't ride a bike. Obviously, you wouldn't have been so close to me if you did. The other guy won't leave. He's just standing here. He's standing there, but I don't feel safe with both of them here. Just leave.
Don't
Please
leave.
leave. I'm asking you to leave.
As a friend, he's gonna stay.
He's staying because these two are trying to intimidate me. They're coming. If I have it my way, you're good.
Can we just say, though, I mean, as a father of a teenager, of a teenage boy, let's hear it for these kids. These two teenage boys, they're like remaining totally calm. They're not antagonizing this man, although they would be in their right to do so. I mean, this guy is the one that's like super aggressive, super outraged. He wants justice. God damn it. These kids are really comporting themselves well.
Okay.
Here come the police.
I'll press charges against you.
Uh-oh.
Are you separate sides of the parties?
Yep.
Okay, if you'll stand over there by those cars. Complaining party. Fantastic. Can I tell you what happened? Fantastic. Will you go stand over there for a second? Thank you.
Okay, so there you have it. That was part one. That went viral a couple of weeks back. Part two is out now. Part two, when he actually speaks with the police officer. Now, remember, this guy just wants these kids to be ticketed. This guy just wants these kids to be, he did something wrong, and he's a grown-ass man, and he feels like he's been aggrieved, and he wants justice. So that's why he called the police. He called the police to get these kids in trouble. So now let's take a look. Here's the other video. I'll get this pulled up for you. Yeah. Okay, this is part two. This is the police officers showing up. And now, let's continue.
You won for disorderly conduct as well. You'll stand over there by those cars.
Complaining party.
Fantastic.
Can I tell you what happened?
Fantastic. Will you go stand over there for a second? And then I'm going to issue you one for disorderly conduct as well. So if you'll just hang tight over on the sidewalk over there.
I won't press charges.
It's too late.
Why am I getting for what?
Because you're aggressive to him.
Yes, I was, but he's trying to leave.
Okay, go wait over there. I'll explain here in a second.
All right. So here's what's happening. The cop is cool. And the cop showed up on the scene. The cop looked at the video. Remember, the kid is taking video. Cop looked at the video that the kid was taking and went, oh, this guy's an asshole. And now he's going to write a ticket to the guy who called the police. And the guy who called the police can't believe that this is happening to him now. Let's see how he handles this development, shall we?
We just.
Nope.
Oh, come on, man. I was the victim here.
All right, watch out. We can go a different way, and you can be arrested for disorderly conduct. That's an arrestable offense.
What kind of disorderly conduct is it?
You opened his door 3 times. Okay? He doesn't have to get out of his car for you. He doesn't have to identify for you. You are not law enforcement. You don't get to come out here and enforce things. You call us and let us do it. He didn't say he was going to leave in his vehicle. He's like, I'm here to skate. I'm going to go skate. He didn't believe he did anything wrong. He's going to provide me the dash cam. Okay. He showed me the recording, and you were the aggressive one, not him.
Yes, because he...
Yes, and you don't get to be aggressive with people like that. Okay. That's disorderly. That's why you were getting a citation as well.
Why is it too late? What does it mean? What does it mean, disorderly? Do I have to go to court for this? You're kidding me.
Yeah. You were adamant that this... And you were the...
He's not one of these people. He's not one of these people who have to go to court for disorderly. That's something that those other people do, not him.
One causing the stir here.
What if I apologize?
It's too late. I've already seen the evidence.
You feckless piece of shit.
I am obligated.
Oh, come on, man.
Okay. So if you'll wait over here on the sidewalk.
You've got to be kidding me. What can we do to resolve this? I mean, this
Not act like that in the future.
Okay.
Is how we can.
Not act like that in the future. I love this cop. I love this cop.
And it's not going to fix today, but it's going to fix the future.
I'm going to Portland tomorrow.
That's fantastic. I'm going to issue. You're not going to jail. You're getting a citation, so you get to deal with it on your own time. You sort that out between you and the court.
Is he coming to court?
Yeah, because he's getting a ticket too.
What's he getting a ticket for?
I'm going to give him a ticket.
For what?
For the violation that you swear up and down that he did. On your word.
Okay, what if we just...
Nope.
What if we just resolve this?
You asked for it over there.
See, he thinks there's wiggle room. There's always wiggle room. There's always room to negotiate.
He showed me evidence. He's going to provide me the evidence of that. He's either going to substantiate it or discredit it. And his ticket may or may not go away based on that. Yours, however, I have evidence of.
So I'm going to have a... Is this a misdemeanor?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have a misdemeanor on my...
Yes, because of your behavior.
Because I got hot?
Yes.
And that's justifiable?
Yes. Absolutely.
Look,
You don't get...
This guy's having a bad day. I like it. I think this guy's probably giving a lot of people bad days. He looks like a guy that, probably worked for insurance companies and, denied your mom's surgery even though she needed it.
You get to demand people's names. You don't get to demand that they don't go anywhere. You don't get to open their door.
I didn't open his door.
You did 3 times.
No, he was trying to close his door.
He closed it because you kept opening it. I watched the video of it.
Because I was talking to him.
No, you're not. He's under no obligation to you. You should know that.
If he has,
Do I get to just walk up to your door and start yelling at you?
people do.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to. That's disorderly conduct. That's absolutely disorderly. That's unreasonable.
Argument?
No,
because you think you have the right to do that.
It goes on. He keeps arguing. He keeps explaining how he feels he has the right to do these things when he most certainly does not. Guys, that's going to do it. We are out of show. Appreciate you hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, for another show here from the E Gallery in the beautiful Dallas Design District, home of course, the Kelly Moore Memorial Studios and we Radio Misfits, radiomisfits.com, Radio Misfits Dallas. Trying to think, is there anything else we need to get into? Nope. Okay, I love you guys. Tip the show if you can. There you go. I put that up there. Thank you. Appreciate it. Today's exec. Of course, we got Barney. Thank you. Also, Peter. Well, wonderful deal. Peter sent some food over. Sure we'll be enjoying that unless somebody here at Radio Misfits E-Gallery has already started eating. I hope not. No, I put it in the refrigerator. It's obviously for me. So thank you, Peter. And that's it. Love you guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow at noon for more of The Rant here on RadioMisfits.com.